A very good morning, my dear students. Hope you all are safe and fine. Stay home, stay safe. Welcome back to 9th Standard Social Studies, 14th lesson, Social Protest Movement. In the previous class, you have studied early workers' movement in England and Luddism. So, once again, revise our previous lesson. Industrialization and the emergence of nation states changed the lives of people in very basic ways. It changed the way people worked, their access to necessities of life and dignity, their relationship with their own work and its products, and their families and neighborhood. So the workers were under the control of unsympathetic foremen and managers. There was no security for their lives and they lost their jobs. Working hours were long and unbroken. Wages were marked and frequently owners tried to cut down wages or increase workload on them. So the lifespan of the workers decreased. Workers were prone to accidents and no compensation were given. Workers used to live in slum and deaths were caused by spread of diseases. Children were taken as child labor in risky coal mines. And early workers' movement in England. In England, political protests against the cruel working conditions in factories were increasing. Workers flooded towns and factories. They expressed their anger and frustration in numerous forms of protest. There were bread or food rights throughout the country from the 1970s onwards. So the working population demanded for right to vote. The weavers demanded a legal minimum wage, which was refused by the parliament. In Yorkshire, shearing frames were destroyed by the croppers. In the riots of 1830, the threshing machines were smashed. Next, Luddism. Luddism is social protest movement led by General Nedled. Luddism was not merely backward-looking assault on machines. Its participants demanded a minimum wage, control over the labor of women and children, work for those who had lost their jobs because of the coming of missionary, etc. Children, in the previous class, we have discussed about early workers' movement in England and Luddism. Now, we will discuss about socialism. So, Luddism was now being suppressed by the government and the army. Previous class we discussed about Luddism. Luddism was now being suppressed by the government and the army. So a new ideology was slowly developed which would give the workers a new social goals. Understand, children? So after suppressing of Luddism, a new ideology was slowly developing which would give the workers a new social groups. This was the idea of socialism. Understand the idea of socialism. What is a socialism? So, socialism calls for public ownership rather than private control of property and natural resources. Understand, children? Socialism means public ownership rather than private control of property and natural resources. It means production and means of production are under the control of private persons. So according to the socialist view, individuals do not live or work in isolation but live in cooperative with one another. So therefore, society as a whole should own or control property for the benefits of all its members. In this way, socialism is opposite to the basic idea of capitalism. Capitalism means capitalism is an economic system in which production and means of production are under the control of private people. Understand, children? Capitalism is based on private ownership of the means of production. So capitalists themselves determine what is to be produced and who is to be given a share of the produce. So socialists complained that capitalism distributes wealth and power in an unfair and exploitative manner. The rich then use their wealth and power to increase their dominance in society. Because such people are rich, they may choose where and how to live. Their choice in turn limit the options of the poor. As a result, individual freedom and equality of opportunity may be meaningless for capitalism. Understand, children? But the working people must do as the capitalists want to order to survive. So socialists also believe that because the resources are distributed unequally, there cannot really be genuine free competition. The rich and powerful people manage to move the balance in their favor. So some elements of socialist ideas can be seen in many thinkers down the ages like Plato or Thomas More. So these ideas become powerful when they were combined with the ideas of French Revolution. Next, another early socialist thinkers was Saint Simon of France. Understand, children? Early socialist thinkers was Saint Simon of France, who advocated for public control or property through central planning. He imagined a society in which scientists, industrialists and engineers would anticipate social needs and make plans to meet them. Next, Karl Marx. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. So Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels came up with a new theory of socialism based on their study of the working of industrial capitalist production. Understand, children? So socialist Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels came up with a new theory of socialism based on their study of the working of industrial capitalist production. So they argued that capitalism is both a progressive as well as an exploitative system, but it separates capitalists and workers from their true humanity. Understand, children? So Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels both have progressive as well as an exploitative system, but it separates capitalists and workers from their true humanity. It is progressive because it has made possible the individual's transformation of the world, and this productive power can fulfill everyone's necessity. So Marx believed the industrial production will make it impossible for people to live and work on a small scale. They will have to cooperate with countless number of people to produce even their basic needs. So Marx and Engels argued that the workers who produced in the factories had no property and were at the same time most important for the production to happen. So Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels are exploited so that the capitalist system continues to make profit. This will force the workers to fight for better wages and for ending the capitalist system itself. So the idea of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels made a great impact on radical thinkers and activists at the end of 19th century. Understand, children? The ideas of Karl Marx and Engels made a great impact on radical thinkers and activist at the end of 19th century and inspired major social movements in the 20th century. So at the same time, many other radical thinkers disagree with Marx on many issues and they gave new theories like anarchism. So socialism came to India from early days. Swami Vivekananda was himself deeply influenced by the ideas of socialism which were going in Europe and America. So when he visited those continents, as the nationalist movement grew in the strength, many nationalists were also influenced by the socialism. So Russian Communist Revolution in 1917 was the source of great inspiration for Indian nationalists. Understand, children? Russian Communist Revolution in 1917 was the source of great inspiration for Indian nationalists, and particularly as the revolutionary government declared that it will support all the nationalist causes. Many leaders like M.N. Roy and Bhagat Singh and Jawaharlal Nehru, so etc. These all were enthusiastic socialists. As factory production developed in Indian cities too, many leaders organized trade unions among the workers. So they too were influenced by the ideas of Marxism. Understand, children? They too were influenced by the ideas of Marxism and went on to found the Communist Party of India in 1920s. Women's movement. So during medieval and early modern times, women were dominated by men across the world. So they did not have access to property or civil rights like right to vote. They were mostly restricted to domestic work, means cooking, bringing up children, taking care of the elders at home and assistants, men at work. So this started to change with industrialization as women began to be employed in factories in large numbers. Understand, children? So before only women working at home. After industrialization, women began to be employed in factories in large numbers. So as women came out of their houses to work and earn, they developed new identity of themselves and their role in society. So they began to assert the principles of equality of all human beings, whether they were women or men. When the French revolutionaries were preparing the Declaration of Rights of Men in 1791, so many French women protested against this and drafted a separate Declaration of Rights of Women. Understand, children? Rights of women. So, when the French revolutionaries were preparing a Declaration of Rights of Men in 1791, many French women protested against this and drafted a separate Declaration of Rights of Women. So, it declared, Rights of Women declared, women are born free and remain equal to men in rights. Understand, children? So, Declaration of Right of Women declared women are born free and remain equal to men in rights. So, social distinctions may only be based on common utility. All citizens, including women, are equal admissible to all public dignities, offices and employments according to their capacity and with no other distinctions than that of their virtues and talents. So, of course, this declaration never passed by French Assembly. So, this declaration was never passed by French Assembly. So, next, the movement for extending the right to vote to all section of population became stronger from 1830 to 1870s. Understand, children? The movement for extending the right to vote to all section of the population became stronger from 1830 to 1870s. So, in countries like England, women came out a large number and demanding to right to vote. They were called women's suffragettes. So, Russian Revolution was the first to grant such rights to all women in 1970s. Understand, children? First, the Russian Revolution was the first to grant such right to all women in 1917. The right to vote was extended to some women in England in 1980 and to all adult women in 1928. Understand, children? The right to vote was extended to some women in England in 1980 and to all adult women by 1928. So, women participated more and more in public matters and they realized that women were treated unequally in most sectors, whether education, health, property rights and employments. So, many women writers like Virginia Woolf wrote about how men dominate over women and how women have themselves become subjects of this domination. So, a new phase started in the women's movement after the Second World War. So, first wave of feminism focused on absolute rights such as suffrage. Second wave feminism focused on the aspects of equality, such as equality and end to discrimination in all aspects of life, including education and health. Understand, children? The movement helped the women to understand that powerful was unequally distributed between men and women. So first wave feminism means feminism means uh, feminism means is the belief and aim that women should have the same rights, power and opportunity as men. Understand, children? Feminism means women should have the same rights, power and opportunity as men. So the first wave of humanism focused on absolute rights such as suffrage. Second wave of feminism focused on aspects of equality such as end to discrimination in all aspects of life, including education and health. So, women participated in the national movement and leaders like Mahatma Gandhi especially emphasized the importance of women in the movement. Understand, children? Women participated in the national movement and leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, remaining leaders, specially emphasized the importance of women in movement. So thousands of women joined the freedom movement and helped to shape the ideas of the nationalists. As a result, when India became independent, women were given complete legal equality to men. It also sought the end of discrimination against them in property laws, etc. So children, even though legal equality was achieved, women all over the world, including India, still do not have real equality. The new wave of women's movement is trying to understand the reason for this and bring about real and effective equality. Okay, children, hope you all are understood the topic. Early workers' movement in England, Luddism, socialism and capitalism, women's movement. Thank you. May God bless you all.